Yo, it's been a long time, but we are back in session, because finally it's actually had some updates. Now, pretty much everybody and their cat has done a video on the update at this point, I would say. But just to go over some of the basic things, one of the biggest things, which has kind of been an issue for me, is this camera overhaul. There's kind of a bunch of different things. Some parts of it have been removed, and the way it operates is kind of different to how it used to be. And yeah, I'll get into that in a little bit. Improved skate feel and fluidity. I'm not entirely sure if I've noticed much of a difference, if I'm being completely honest. You got some bug fixes, goat feet bug, Mongo push bug. This is also a big one. Frame rate updates. They've removed 90 and 120 FPS, which is a bit of a bizarre decision. The reasoning behind it is, if you're on manual catch, 90 and 120 FPS didn't really work very well. Like something to do with the extra FPS and the way it handled like the stick inputs meant catching was way harder. I actually did a video on that a long time ago as well. 60 frames per second is apparently the optimal way of playing the game. I've actually put auto catch on, like I did it a little while ago, just because I found myself enjoying it a lot more. Some of the randomness with the catches was kind of getting on my nerves, so it doesn't really affect me that much. But it is a shame that on auto catch you can't have 120 FPS. Some random bug fixes, nothing all that exciting I would say around this part. The old Turtles map, sewer map, is now available without all the Turtles related stuff in it. So this is essentially like a 3-part update that's going to be coming over the next few months or up until autumn. We're currently at the first one, this foundation update, camera refactor, the physical animation update, flow and friction first pass. I'm not entirely sure what that entails at the minute. Maybe it's just base stuff that's less noticeable, and that's going to kind of keep coming as we go along, because it's also here in part 2 as well, which is the end of the summer. We worked power slides and reverts. I can't remember power slides being that much of an issue, but fair enough. Goofy stance, which is good if you skate goofy. I don't. New DLC, which will be paid from what I can tell. And then in the autumn, a skate core overhaul. They've kept some of this stuff kind of vague, like it's just a pass here and over here, and skate core overhaul. That may mean like if they run out of time, they would just limit what they update. They probably don't want to overpromise, but it also means there may not be all that much there. There's also in-game social features, which I'm not entirely sure why they're going to focus on that. I don't know who needs that. We can already like take clips, film stuff ourselves fairly easily, so I'm not entirely sure people have been asking for that. For anybody that's jumped into the game, you will immediately notice the camera feels way different. It's like a little bit zoomed out. On flat ground, it doesn't move. Then you go to steps. It kind of remains zoomed out quite a bit. It kind of lowers the impact of larger gaps, I found. So it's a bit strange, and I also find it a lot harder to judge grinds, kind of more technical stuff. Now there's moments where I feel like, okay, yeah, this looks okay. Then other moments where it, I don't know, it just doesn't look that great. And just to show you what I mean, here I've got it as custom settings, which have kind of been adjusted a bit more to suit me. If I put it, say, on mid, you can see the angle's a bit weird. Like it's, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's pretty hard to judge distances to the rail. Could just be a thing that you need to get used to. But I don't know, I kind of find it disorientating a little bit. And also when you're standing, you put the board down, it's actually worse for my custom settings. It jumps down quite a lot, which almost gives me like motion sickness. I've noticed a few other people mentioning they get motion sickness, or they feel like they get it a little bit more than they used to with this. So they definitely did something. It's just hard to put into words what it is. It may be a bit of a love-hate thing. Just for fun. Let's put it on near. It's maybe close to what it used to be. Or at least the way I used to play. But I don't know. I find this fairly hard to use as well. Far is kind of crazy. Like it's like way far away. See what I mean? Like, steps and things like that feel less significant. It's hard to tell what you're actually doing. I don't know, like the impact or sense of what you're doing maybe lessened a little bit. So these are my settings that I have. It's kind of helped with the motion sickness a little bit. Put the camera speed down to 0, and it feels a little bit like the way it used to be. There's some quirks with it, like I said, like this standing up thing to going down, especially if you're doing a trick over and over. This kind of constant jumping up and down just feel a little bit off. I'm not entirely a fan, but then again, a lot of the quarter stuff probably isn't going to work too well. We'll maybe try and find a map where we can play around with that and see what it feels like. Alright, so we're in the Brooklyn map. Let's see if some transition skating feels any better camera-wise. Transition skating itself isn't really fixed, so it's going to kind of be a jank experience, fortunately. Yeah, I don't know if this feels any better, to be honest. Let's go to the camera settings. Turn the camera speed to the default. I think it was 50. So get him starting down here. Yeah, I guess. How bad was it before? Maybe just because I was so used to it, I didn't really think much of it. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it's amazing right now. Yeah, like kind of feels just as awkward as it always has been. Just in a different way. Like as a whole. I think it needs work along with the transition skating as a whole, I think. For fairness, let's put it on medium. Yeah, like he's kind of really zoomed in on. You don't really see his feet. So I'm not sure if that's meant to be a good thing. This is like a default camera setting. So you'd expect this would show things off well. Maybe if we try a stall. Bad stall. We've got the bales. Yeah, like I almost feel like you'd need the far away camera to get everything in shot properly. So this is science right here. Got it on far. Yeah, that's not... It's too high up. Like, we need to see the guy more. So is the camera really that improved? I don't know. Am I crazy or what? It's actually kind of a similar issue to BMX Streets. MASH went and changed the camera settings. Nobody really needed him changing. Instead, it just sort of annoyed everybody. Especially with this game, like, there's plenty of other things that are broken. I'm not sure why that was considered a priority more than anything else. I'm not having too many issues, like, locking into stuff. I don't think. Then again, just screwed up. Maybe it's just, yeah, you need to get used to it. Just the ways that I was used to getting into stuff before doesn't quite work like it used to. Another thing to report is, I could probably do it here. If you have mods installed, you're going to start seeing this happen. It generally seems to happen when you hit an object in the air. It kind of freaks out like this. If you just sort of trip over something... Oh, it actually happens there as well. I tried unstalling a bunch of different mods. But I've still got it going on, so I'm not sure what mod is causing it. Maybe you could just got to remove all mods. Pigeon Thief mentioned the same thing. Like, he got rid of everything that wasn't cosmetic. Which is a bit of a shame, because, you know, I do like my mods. The other thing will just be cruising around a little bit. Seeing if I can... Whoa, why didn't the camera move that time? You sometimes have the camera move up, then other times it won't. At that time, once he got into the grind, it changed. I don't know what. Causes it to like think, okay, I'm going to move this time. No, I'm just going to stay flat this time. It's a weird one for sure. Maybe some people that complain that I'm on auto catch. At some point I just sort of got a bit annoyed by it. The manual catch, I mean. Like some fakey flip tricks, the timing felt off to me. Like the point where you expect to be catching, it wasn't registering. So like trying long lines and things like that, I'd just be thrown off by anything fakey. And some nollie tricks also felt wrong as well. Then after going to auto catch, I just started to have more fun cruising around like this, like not stressing about, do I remember the exact timing for this specific thing? In the end, this is just about fun more than anything. And here we are at the Turtle 3 sewers map. Which, yeah, it's nice to have another official map for everybody to play, because there will be a group of people that never actually played this. Being honest, it's probably the weakest of all the kind of additional maps that got put into the game. Or the base maps, whatever you want to call it. But still, can't complain. And the whole Turtles thing really didn't do anything for me, so it doesn't really matter if the logos are there or not. The people that actually had the original, that's still there. If you paid, was it paid? For that whole Turtle update, you can have that version of the map and also have this more bare bones version as well. But yeah, that's about everything. Slightly underwhelming, given all the time that's passed since the last update we saw. Hopefully these next few updates, it sounds like the third one's going to be the most major, but they've kept it very vague about what they're actually doing with it. Like the whole core update, physics, what does that mean? How much stuff is being actually fixed? Because that could be taken in a whole bunch of different directions, and I don't think the devs have that much good faith with the community at this point, given some of the recent things, or not so recent things that have gone on. So it's kind of on them to actually turn up and show us what they got, essentially. And the big question in my head is, why are they still updating this? I guess just for the paid DLCs, because they're not going to be making any money on this game anymore, unless it's through DLCs, but I don't know how many people are buying them, or even how big this community is at this point. Still, an update is an update. At least it's still alive, it hasn't been killed off. Nacom don't seem like the most, I don't know, gamer-friendly company. They're a publisher that wants money. So they must see something in this. Just see how far they take it, and when does this finally get scrapped. Anyway, let me know what you think. Have you had camera issues? Do you actually like it? I know there are people that like it more. It's going to be down to personal preference, I think. But there's definitely been a vocal group that aren't that impressed. Also, the whole console thing is a mess. Apparently that's getting patched. soon because the frame rate thing's busted. PC also losing higher frame rates is a thing. Yeah, overall, maybe not the response they were hoping for with this update. And I'm curious what people who watch my channel think as well. So let me know. Anyway, enough of my nonsense. Thanks for watching. Oh dear. I'll see you next time.